Hello, welcome back to today's discussion. You know that parable where um, the prostitute was being stoned, right? Where Jesus said that if you do not have sin, if you're without sin, you should stone, and everybody disappeared, right? I think it's a parable that we should keep in mind before we cast stones or judge. So there's this trending stuff where the guy supposedly cheated on his wife, and um, his wife was following his chats without him knowing until her death, and how she kept reading his discussion with his lover, and that took a toll on her heart, and she eventually died. So there are several other allegations like physical abuse and struggle for power because she was his boss at work, right? So um, all of that act is wrong. But this is what baffles me. This is what marvels me, right? So a lot of persons are throwing stones and calling him names and bullying him and doing all sorts of things. And I am wondering, because most of these persons who are doing this, if we check properly, most of them are cheating on either their husbands or their wives, and most of them are even doing worse. But the difference is that their spouses are not yet dead, so and possibly their spouses do not have a journal where we would read and see all of the disturbing things that is being done to them. So we might never even know, even if they die, or the spouse's relative might not be as active as this lady's relatives who immediately, of course, she's from a family of several lawyers, so um, who were active and immediately went into her home and picked all her belongings from her laptop to her phone to her journal and all of that for us to really see all that she had screenshotted and stored on her laptop, and also her journal and all of that. So because she was documenting all of what her husband was doing, we might never we got to see it. But for the women who are not documenting, we might never get to see it. Or the men who are not documenting, we might never get to see it. So I'm wondering why everybody is so excited about, you know, pulling down this guy. Am I saying what he has done is right? No, I totally condemn what he has done. But I'm of the opinion that instead of bringing in the pull down syndrome into the whole discussion, I believe that one can actually be queried on what he has done or made to answer to the law for his actions without really celebrating over the person's downfall. And it's become a habit now among we humans that we're so happy to celebrate someone's downfall, even when the person's downfall is related to what we are also currently doing. We just shave off our own and say, okay, because we are not being caught, or so let's make the loudest noise so that people will not really know that we're also perpetrating the same evil. So I think that it's not right that we pull down people at their lowest. We can make them answer to the law. In fact, the family of this girl have continuously said they don't want the matter to continue on social media, and people are not letting it rest because they're just so happy to pull down this guy. It's so sad. It's sad because at the center of all of this, the lover's children will bear the repercussion of it, and his daughter will bear the repercussion of this. This is the reason why I tell most parents that before you do anything, if you have a child, be careful. Use your tongue and count your teeth before you take a decision or make a move. Because whatever you do will triple back on your children. It will trigger on how people relate to your children, how people see your children. I bet you, as these children go to school, because they have heard their parents discuss these issues at home, heard adults discuss these issues at home, names are being called, possibly some of those children are going to the same school with the lover's children and his daughter. You know what that will be, or you know what that means. It means that if these other children whose parents are discussing these issues are not properly brought up, they're going to use those topics to bully the children and in turn drive these children into depression. And we don't know, or we can't tell what depression might push these children to do. So at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? So you who is celebrating this guy's love for today and thinking that if you make the loudest noise, no one will really see or know that you're doing the same thing. Stop and think, because the day you're being caught, it will also affect your children. If you have children, please stop and think, because whatever we do trickles down to our children. And we wouldn't want our children to curse us because our names have become padlocks rather than be keys. So please, let's correct people in love. Let's help people correct their actions and quarrel people, fight people, but not celebrate their downfall. Please. Bye-bye.